What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified, whenever I upload a brand new video. First off, I want to say shout out to Always Compete. They're the podcast of the week in the Undrafted Sports Network. So go check out their channel because they actually just interviewed an undrafted player. So shout out to them, future Seahawk potentially. But let's get into kind of the Ravens part of this video. And before I do that, though, I do want to say thank you all for 1,000 subscribers. Hit it a couple of days ago, but I was posting the segment, so I didn't get to get a video out there. So thank you all so much for that. I'm actually going to start streaming one night a week during the off season, just to be able to bring on viewers onto the show, talk with you guys live. It doesn't even technically have to be about Ravens stuff, but, just be live, talk about the Ravens, talk about other stuff, sports, I don't know. Anything really y'all want to talk about. And like I said, try and bring on viewers. And that would be brought on from like Twitter and stuff. So follow Twitter because I'll have more information about that. I do not know which day I'll be streaming. I was thinking probably like Friday night or maybe Saturday afternoon or maybe Saturday night. But let me know down in the comment section down below what you guys want me to do. It will be on the YouTube channel. If y'all like it, I don't want to post live streams all the time. So I may, have to go live on Twitch, eventually, but we'll start out with just one live show a week, bring people on. Hopefully it's a lot of fun. But go follow the Twitter at TTB_Ravens. I'll have more information about that. Hopefully the first live stream would be in a week or so. Stay tuned for that type of information. But let's get into really the video, why you clicked on it. Reminder, before I even say my opinions, everybody has opinions. It's okay to share those opinions. If you disagree with me, that's okay. Let me know if you disagree. We can be civil. We can just discuss, what we believe. It doesn't have to be, a juggernaut fight in the comment section, but it can be a civilized discussion. It can be a lot of fun. But, I believe in Greg Roman. Yeah, I said it. I think most people would completely disagree with me. I think people have given up on Greg Roman. They've been calling for his job, including myself. If you told me 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago that I would say that I believe in Greg Roman, I would have, I may have slapped you in the face. I would have been like, I would never say that. I've been pretty anti Greg Roman, both on this show, both on the podcast platform before the YouTube channel was ever even created. I haven't been on the Greg Roman train. I haven't thought he's been very good. I've thought that he should lose his job. But I've had a realization over the last, week or so, by looking at some things, and I'm now on board with Greg Roman. I believe in him. And here's why. So let's start off with what he's good at, which is running the football. He may be the best run game coordinator in the NFL. There are a couple of guys that you can maybe put up next to him, guys like Kyle Shanahan, who designs a great offense. The issue is I think Greg Roman's better in the run game. The problem is Kyle Shanahan's also developed a good pass game, which, gives him the advantage over Greg Roman every day of the week. But so obviously Greg Roman, great with the run game. And you look at what the run game has improved on this year, from last year. Look at the offensive line. We've upgraded at left tackle by bringing in Ronnie Stanley over Orlando Brown. We've potentially upgraded. I don't want to speak too soon by saying a guy like Ben Cleveland over Bradley Bozeman. Not 100% sure. It could be an upgrade. Ben Cleveland is obviously a mauler. At center, definitely upgraded. The center play. I don't know if the blocking will be upgraded with Bradley Bozeman over a guy like Patrick McCarry or Matt Skura. Or I guess Tristan Colon could potentially take the spot. But I think Bradley Bozeman will take it. And hopefully he'll be able to snap the ball. And that's really all we need at the center position, which would be an upgrade. Right guard, we've got Kevin Zeitler, which is an upgrade over Ben Powers. And then obviously right tackle, we have Alejandro. I'm going to say Villanueva from now on. Y'all got mad at me for pronouncing it in the Spanish way. Double L is a Y in Spanish. I am biliterate, but I'll say Villanueva because people were kind of getting triggered by me saying Villanueva. So Alejandro Villanueva, obviously at right tackle, is a definite upgrade over what we had last year, which was Tyree Phillips for most of the year. We also had DJ Fluker played there for a little bit, but definitely an upgrade there. So the offensive line, for an already incredible run game, has significantly increased, which is obviously good. But the run game's going to work. That's not really why I'm like all of a sudden like, oh, I believe in Greg Roman now. We've got a good offensive line, so we can run better. That's not why. We've already got a stout run game, so the offensive line is just a luxury to have. The complaints with Roman have obviously been about the passing game. Whether it's the Ravens refusing to pass, or it's the simplistic passing concepts, or it's the passing too much and we're not running the ball enough. I mean, we've come at Greg Roman about every single way, because we got mad at him for passing too much against the Chiefs. We got mad at him for not passing it enough. I think it was against the Steelers. I'm trying to remember different games. Like we're getting mad about Greg Roman for everything. I know like the playoff games and things like that, we've gotten mad at him. But every single which way, we've gotten mad at Greg Roman. It seems like his timing is like always off. He's always doing the wrong thing. Now, either we're all watching the games with hater glasses on, or maybe he is potentially doing something that we don't like. So you look at that and you look at what he's done. The Ravens, he said, are trying to be like a balanced offense. They were obviously last season in the passing game, but look at what they've improved with the weapons. We've brought in Sammy Watkins, Rashad Bateman, even Tylan Wallace. But even bringing in these guys, that's still not the reason as to why I believe in Greg Roman. Obviously, they're a luxury. It's nice to have them. They definitely will improve the receiving core. But looking at last year, obviously, they threw the ball 25.9 times per game. Very, very few. But why was that? Remember, at the start of the year, we started off when we played against some poor teams. The Cleveland Browns at the beginning of the year were not good. We like dominated them. We just passed the ball all over them, and then just ran the ball to finish out the game because we were up by a lot. Then week 2, we went against the Texans, who notoriously have like they had one of the worst rush defenses in the NFL. They had been run all over by Clyde Edwards-Helaire the week before. And then we go in and we play the Kansas City Chiefs. And this was the most important game of the year. Even looking back at it, this was the most defining moment of the year for the Baltimore Ravens, and I fully believe that. At the beginning of the year, Greg Roman was trying to shift the offense. He was trying to implement new schemes, new passing offenses, new, route concepts, get people in more difficult positions, not decisions, to make better plays. But what happened in that Chiefs game? They weren't converting. We were hitting guys. Lamar was hitting guys. Oh, look at this. We hit Mark Andrews deep over the middle. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, look at this. We got this guy, down the sideline. Oh, he dropped it. The passing game wasn't working. They weren't making the plays. And this isn't a video to take shots at the wide receivers, but early last year, the receivers were struggling. And so Greg Roman was like, okay, we can't really be trying to do what we're trying to do, because obviously the Chiefs don't have like an excellent pass defense. But our wide receivers, they're just not working. It's not getting the results that we wanted. So we're going to try and make it more simplistic. And obviously the Ravens lost a lot more games than they had, in previous years. But like, that's also because, if y'all remember, players weren't able to play. So that's like ruined the middle of the season for the Ravens. So like trying to look at that and be like, oh, well, they lost these games. They didn't have anybody. So like looking at those games, you can only really look at the beginning and the end of the season. And Greg Roman made that decision, okay, we don't really have the players right now to be able to implement these difficult schemes. But all of a sudden we've got a new year. And in this new year, I fully expect Greg Roman to try and do things differently. Heck, remember even 2 years ago, what did he do the first game of, his, offensive coordinating job? Lamar Jackson's first game as a full-time starter. Oh, he passed the ball a ton on the Miami Dolphins and absolutely destroyed them. Like he makes those he tries to do things early. And if they work, he sticks with it. If they don't work, he doesn't stick with it. And that's what he likes to do. So now we have these developed wide receivers, in the Ravens, team. Guys like Devin Duvernay are probably going to be significantly better than what they were last year, because he and James Prochet, even Hollywood Brown, even Mark Andrews, they didn't really get training camp. The rookies didn't get mini camp. There were no OTAs or anything like that. So like the player development process was kind of stunted. And so they weren't able to be the developed players that they could potentially be coming into this year. They're not going to be the greatest wide receivers of all time, but they could be better. So when he tries out these new passing schemes, in addition to having the upgraded players that he had last year, but also having a player that he has used before and knows how to use in Sammy Watkins coming from Buffalo. So that's a big benefit. He knows, okay, I know Sammy can do this. So he already knows that. So doing tests and things, he'll know, okay, yeah, I know Sammy can run these routes. That'll already open up the playbook a lot. But then he gets to test out guys like Rashad Bateman. Can Rashad, run maybe he can run a nice double move. And we've seen his highlights. He can run a nasty double move. It's very, very lethal. He scored a fair amount of touchdowns on a double move pump fake type of thing. But that's the type of thing that Greg Roman's going to do at the beginning of the year. The Greg Roman, train, the Greg Roman job, I think will be completely dependent on the schedule that gets released. Because if the schedule gets released and the Ravens go against some below average pass defenses at the beginning of the year, say we get to play against like Cincinnati early on, like we don't have to play Pittsburgh. We don't have, even Cleveland's got a decent pass defense just because they've got a good pass rush. They've got a good secondary. No, but like we play like teams like Cincinnati, or I don't have the schedule in front of me, but like a team like the Raiders or a team like, I know we don't technically play them, but I was just trying to bring up examples. Teams that have poor pass defenses, if we play them early, we could catch fire. Because if Greg Roman notices, hey, that's working. Oh, wow, I like this concept. It's working. He'll implement that. And so then down the line, as the players keep getting better each and every week, when we play those good pass defenses, Greg Roman will still have the confidence to call the more difficult plays. And I think that could definitely be something as to why the Ravens are going to have a lot of success last year. And it really depends on the schedule. But like, this video isn't to say that Greg Roman is going to be the greatest offensive coordinator who ever lived this year. No, it's not to say that, but it's to say that I believe that he should still have a chance. I believe that he could still have a fair amount of success, especially with the Ravens. And yes, it may depend on the schedule at the beginning of the year, but I do believe he's going to change. I mean, he said things in the press conference, but he said what he was supposed to say. Oh, yeah, we're going to make changes this year. But I kind of believe him in that sense because he does try to implement changes early, and it's whether or not they work, which leads to whether or not they stick. And I think that they will work this year at the beginning, which will lead to them sticking, which will help create a more balanced and potent Ravens passing offense. Which will in turn help the run game, which will make the run game even better, which will help the passing offense. It's a cyclical effect, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But until the season starts, and until if there's no changes at the beginning of the year, then I guess I'll probably get back to calling for his head and that type of thing. But up until the season starts, I'm going to be backing Greg Roman just because I do believe that he's going to make the changes, try and see if things will work. And I believe that they could potentially work because of the new players that we've brought in. But those are my opinions. Comment down below if you disagree. Comment down below. Like I said, I'm going to start live streaming, if y'all want to see that type of thing. Subscribe for daily Ravens content. Turn the notification bell. Like the video if you like the video. And I'll see all of you again tomorrow.